I'll write back to him. And he said, it's not a him, it's a her. I said, well, there's a very strange thing because
Very
I know.
strange.
But it's a male name, is it really?
To be fair to her, the Tunde means come back, and for me it is the papa that is coming back. For her, I think it is the mother that is coming back, and maybe it's Yetunde and me and Baba Tunde.
It's a very interesting lesson I've had there. That's very good. We've got Ganesh Sidriff now.
Hello, hello.
Yes, hi Ganesh.
Ganesh is on the skew. Are you getting sorted?
Yeah. Get the sound sorted out.
Still very narrow, Ganesh. He tends to be narrow.
I'll do it now. There we are.
Hello, Ganesh. I'm glad you're back on the phone.
Hey, Ganesh.
Very good. So we're doing okay.
Okay, yes, thank you. Yes.
Swinsko. Hello, Peter Swinsko.
It's fine. Yes, thank you.
Can't see. Peter, just come on. Peter, can you hear me?
Oh, Peter.
Peter, is no picture, but can you hear me?
No.
No.
Oh, I see.
We've got Clive, but not visually, Ganesh.
Yeah.
But Peter, I don't know if he can probably hear us, but we can't hear or see him. Okay, we haven't got David Siege yet.
Probably on the golf course.
And Keith, there's Ian Rule wrote this morning to say he lost connection. So he's not coming, and I haven't heard anything from his friend Stuart. Richard Green is supposed to be joining us. And Keith, I think. Some people never told me, one way or the other. Who else is there? Can't remember.
Peter, can I
Anyway.
just, if you can hear us, can I suggest you just check you've got your volume turned up? It's a simple
everybody?
thing.
Hello, Peter.
He's still connecting, I guess. I'm on 52.
So you're Ganesh, you're on your iPad.
Yeah.
You're on your iPad. So perhaps you can give Clive some hints later, because he's on his iPad, but he can hear us, but we can't see him.
Okay.
No.
Another day.
I'm not a pretty sight anyway.
No, I don't think so too.
No, I've lost a picture. I'm out of the scene now, aren't I? Can you hear me, Margaret?
Yes.
I could hear you perfectly, Casper.
Yeah.
But I no pictures showing up anymore. Can you see me?
Yes, I can see you. Yeah,
Yes, there's quite a lot of us on.
So something has happened from here.
Let me, Roger.
Yeah.
I've got David Seed on the phone. He said he can't log in, so I don't know what to suggest to him. Because he should be able to. We all have. Sorry?
He's good. Yeah.
No, you go to the email and press on the link.
That's right.
Yeah. I sent an email with the link.
It doesn't work on an iPad, Margaret.
I think so. That's why I used.
It only works on computers.
No, it doesn't, Clive, because Ganesh is on an iPad.
Yeah, it works.
Well, I'm with you anyway now.
Okay, I'm back.
No, I haven't put a name. You join. Will it do it? No. Richard Green has come up, but he's not. I can't see him. Are you there, Richard? Uh-huh.
Oh, hi, Pep. I was just ringing to see if you're available or
Yes,
what.
I'm top of your head. Okay, I'll come off the phone. Okay, bye. Right, David just appearing in the corner. I've got Richard Green's name, but again, like Peter Swinsko, no picture and no sound. But whether he can hear us, I don't know.
David is on.
We've got David now.
Yeah.
Hi, David.
Hello,
Hi,
David.
Hi,
Hi, David.
Hi, Roger. Norman.
Yeah.
Janish.
Hi,
We've-
Jasper. Margaret. Half
We're
of
ready.
me.
Ron Marshall we're waiting for. And Don, I think, is in the high seats. Keith Paper, I don't know. I think he's going to be there. No Bernard, no Ian. And Richard Green is on, but I can't see him or hear him, so I don't know if he can hear us. Brian Stoyle is not free either, so
No,
we're
I tried to ring him earlier about something else.
yes, no, he said he went.
Brian's in at the
It's Ron,
assembly.
Ron.
Brian's where, Norman? Where's Brian, Norman?
He's at the International Assembly in America.
Oh, I
It starts on the 21st
Okay.
January.
It's finished. He
Pardon?
probably had to stay on. He probably had to
I
stay.
can see Ron Marshall now.
He was going off to Evanston as an incoming directors meeting afterward.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I think
can
we're
see-
waiting for Keith.
There's Ron.
Ron's on.
Garnish.
Ron's on.
Haven't seen Don.
No, Don's not doing it. He's on somewhere.
it's away.
Yeah. I got a text from Don to say reception is awful and email he's just not going.
No.
Okay, Roger. Okay. Thank you.
So we're only waiting for Keith, I think.
Well, he sent me an email about 30 minutes ago, so he is around.
Yeah. Okay, what is the time? I can't see on there. Let's go look.
4:14.
4:04.
They say a minute more.
Give him the minute. Give him the minute. So that's very good.
Oh, Ron's got the puppet master standing by him.
Oh yes, hello, Lynn.
Hello, Lynn.
Hello.
Right, okay.
I just had to give him a bit of tuition.
I've just, Lynn,
Yes. Yes.
I've just read with utter amazement a 17-page report from a special general council meeting.
Very interesting, wasn't it?
My God, what have you lot been doing?
Nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me.
We're in a financial mess.
I'm just doing as I'm told. Bye.
But
Okay, so I think if Peter Swinsko and Richard Green can hear me, you just have to listen this time unless you can find the answer to your problem, and we'll deal with it for another time. And Clive can hear us.
Yes.
Can you see us, Clive?
No, I can't see a thing.
Okay,
As long as you can, but you can hear me and I can hear
Yes.
everything you're saying.
good.
That's good.
okay.
Roger, could you ask?
I'm
Yes,
so, I'm sorry.
you
We
are.
better
recording.
start.
Can I just ask Roger to clarify? You are recording?
Yes.
Good, thank you. That's very helpful.
Others
Okay.
will have to join as and when. Right, apologies, Margaret, please.
Apologies then from Don and from Peter's on, yes. Ian Rule, Bernard Tupman and Brian Stoyle.
I can't see Peter.
I can't see him, but his name's here. It says Peter Swinsko.
And
Just-
Richard. Anyway, welcome everybody. I hope you had an enjoyable Christmas and New Year. And let's hope for a healthy and enjoyable 2017.
Amen.
Although the world's events don't improve.
No.
There we are. Second item, the minutes of our last meeting in
I've got-
November. Do
I'll
we-
have to bring them at March for signature, but if we can approve them, that's fine.
Okay. Anybody any grumbles about the minutes? No. Right. Is there anything under 3 and 4 we need to deal with at the moment? Or can I go straight to Ron?
Go straight to Ron.
Okay, Ron. You sent out the reports, up-to-date reports, Ron.
Yeah.
And you haven't- Yes,
Sorry.
Ron. You carry on.
No, I haven't got anything to add.
Okay.
The main feature is that donations are down at the moment.
Yeah, significantly.
Yeah. Yeah.
In that figure, Ron, for 2016 of 66,000, was there any significant donations that pushed that figure up?
Yes, there was a donation from Clive, and there were donations in memory of Lynn as well in there.
George Buckley.
Can I come in here, Ron?
Yes.
I'm holding, and I want to do it this year, this financial year. We've got 20,000, which can be gift aided by you if necessary, for in Lynn's memory, for what Ganesh was trying to get a permanent limb centre in Bangalore. Now, I gather that that's fallen a bit by the wayside because they're going now to Mumbai for the this curious method of assessing limbs on the website and then relaying them to Bangalore. So I don't know how Ganesh has got on with that, but he was going to speak to somebody.
Yeah, if I can come in here, it hasn't fallen by the wayside. At the moment, they are looking at the possibility of having all the limbs 3D printed in Bombay and sent back to them. Whether this is going to happen or not is another question, because at the moment, Rajiv Mehta in Bombay is doing clinical trials, which he hopes to finish by the end of March. And if that is successful, he will then start making them on a permanent basis. People think that if they wait until the results of the trial, they can then join with Rajiv Mehta in Bombay. They can scan the stump of the amputee and send the thing off to Rajiv Mehta in Bombay, where he can make the leg and send it back to them in Bangalore. Because this does need a lot of logistics to make sure they get them in time and things like that. If that happens, then of course the center that they need in Bangalore won't need much equipment. Perhaps just a scanner, one technician and things like that. But if that doesn't happen, if they find that in the end it's not going to be practical, then they will go back to a standard classical center as before. But they won't make up their mind until they have the result of the trials in Bombay.
Well, Ganesh, I would like to send, can I send to Ron now £20,000 gift aided? And that will add to our thing, and we can decide what we're going to do with it later then.
Yes, you can do that. They are still hoping that perhaps you will give them a sizable donation, which will all go towards making limbs rather than setting up the center. They say they'll be able to help more people that way than spend an awful lot of money in building a center if they can get away without having to do that.
They'll have to have some sort of center if it's only to... Yeah.
Yes.
The centre could be named after Lynn, couldn't it?
Oh, yes. I have asked Mohan to let me have some details of what sort of a center they will need if they go the 3D printing way. I'm waiting to hear from him, and hopefully they will need a center send a scanner, and the technician will have to make sure that the limb fits properly and fit the limbs and things like that. But obviously, much less costly than having a classical normal center.
Well, thank you, Ganesh. Yes, that was the state of affairs that I thought it was in at the moment. So I will send you, Ron, in the next week, £20,000 to be gift aided, and you can keep it then, and at least it'll boost our accounts a bit, won't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think the point I was trying to make or emphasise was that I think the donations from the clubs seem to be sort of drying up a little bit, which is possibly a little bit more serious. I mean, we haven't got a particular problem with effectively a shortage of funds against the projects we want to do at the moment, because on the documents that sent out, our projects that we've really approved are only just under 90,000, and we've still got 147,000 in our reserve. So we've got plenty of funds sloshing around. It was just the point that the run-of-the-mill donations, seem to be slowing down.
Let's just concentrate on that then at the moment. Has anybody detected the downflow from discussions within clubs, or is it?
I think it's a general problem, isn't it? There's such a calling on funds for various things these days, and money's a little bit harder to come by in any case.
I think so, yeah. Okay.
I had an emails from Pat Evans, Clive.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw that.
Yes,
that's £1,500 waiting.
Which she wants to go. They want to go to something specific, be it a specific project or an item of equipment or possibly an individual. They want to know where it goes, is what she's saying. But they have got that money to come to us.
Okay. Is that the one from Godalming?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, I've seen that as well.
Yes.
How much is it for?
I think it keeps changing. I think it's about 1,500 now.
That's my sort of recollection. I can't sort of look at it because I've got us on the screen at the moment.
I think, Margaret, just a minute, the concern by the Treasurer, which we acknowledge, that donations from clubs appear to be lower this year so far than last year. And then we'll pick it up at March. Yes, Roger.
On the Godalming one, I mean, obviously both Clive and I are, well, when I'm in England, we're quite close by. I don't know whether they could be patient, but I was going to suggest that we ask them to hold off. I'm going to be back in April, and wondered whether or not Clive and I could go to their club and sort of give a little talk about it and thank them. And at that point, suggest a particular project, maybe more than one, for them to choose. And I just thought that the personal intervention might make a little bit of difference to their ongoing giving. I mean, I think the point about them being the club on which this whole thing started is something we should, emphasize and use, frankly.
Okay. Yeah.
Would they be interested in Jamaica? Because I've got 3,000 in my club account, that's just sitting there for Jamaica.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll leave it to you two to sort something out next year.
Okay. Is that right, Clive? Would you be up for that? I'm going to be back about the middle of April for about 3 weeks or so. They meet on, I think, a Tuesday lunchtime. I did look it up. I think it's Tuesday lunch. So perhaps we could go. Would that be? Would you be up for that?
I'm hoping I'll be a bit more mobile than I am now.
That's what I'm thinking.
But I'm a great friend of Pat Evans.
Yes.
Would you like me to just write to her?
That's fine with me, Margaret. David, are you along those lines?
Yes.
Yes, I'm fine, Roger, with that.
Yeah.
Copy me in, Clive.
I'll write to Pat Evans.
And copy,
please.
me a copy
Copy
in,
Margaret in, Clive. Thank you, Roger.
Okay.
Anything else to the treasurer? Anything, Ron?
No, I've got nothing else other than I say with everything was in what I sent out there.
Okay.
But
All right.
people
Any
haven't got
questions?
it
Any more
really.
questions to Ron? Okay, move on.
There's no phone call. It's probably. Hello, Peter. Are you giving up?
What is it?
I know. Richard Green has got the same problem. So don't worry. I'll get the minutes to you, and we'll see you in March.
I hope you're walking about a bit more, Peter.
Yes. Jolly good. Peter may have some success in Northern Ireland, right?
All right.
Okay. Do you want to tell us now or in March? Okay. Right. We'll wait to hear.
Wait to hear March. Okay.
Sorry about it, and take care of your health. Okay. Bye.
Bye. The next item moving down the agenda would be report from Don, but I haven't seen a report.
No, has Roger heard?
I can give you a little some little bits. There's not actually a lot to report on either. If I can combine that with C as well. The letters to Alex Wanumi and Max Acumen about their admiration and their appointments have gone and have been received. We decided to try and improve communication because of the number of workshops in Uganda, and we're going to set up probably quarterly Zoom meetings with the two of them. Max does not have a laptop, but Rosemary Short has kindly donated a spare one she has, and we expect that to actually be with him in the next few days. It's on its way, and we expect it to be there. Which
good.
By the time Don gets back from his cruise, we hopefully will set up the first one of those. They were very enthusiastic, I have to say, about the idea of having a regular communication with us rather than somebody parachuting in every couple of years.
Would it be something like this, Roger? Do you envisage a Zoom meeting between the four of you?
That's right,
You,
exactly.
Don,
yeah.
Splendid.
Okay.
Thank you, Roger.
The Kasese, the particular one that Don and I went to in October at the Kagando, has a slight setback. If any of you follow East African news, there was, shortly after we left, I mean, a matter of days, there was considerable civil unrest in the town involving about 45 people eventually dying. There have been many arrests. Court proceedings are continuing, so the club is obviously still functioning, but they are still a little nervous about going out at night. So we are holding off. That I think it's just a deferment, not nothing more than that. On the BRC, Buniaville, we are in contact with them. We are waiting for details of their committee so that we can move ahead, hopefully, with the global grant application. We've all seen Norman's, I thought, outstanding reports on his visit to Benin, and if anybody's got any questions, they should be directed to Norman, not me. But I personally thought that the report was a delight to read, and the pictures were very evocative. I thought it was excellent.
We'll deal with Benin at the end of your little presentation, Norman. Come to you, Norman.
That's it.
Hang on a minute, Norman. Hang on, Norman. Let Roger finish.
Just a quick one on Jamaica. Amazingly, I thought it was going to die, I must admit, after we last but the Montego Bay Rotarians and the hospital authorities are determined to give this the last final push. As of the last week, it has got onto the Minister of Health's desk. It seems to be being given some extra oxygen. I had hoped to get a definitive answer by today, but it looks like it might be, given all the delays we've had so far. But as I say, the Rotarians and the hospital authorities are very positive. They still want to do it. And the good news is that the chief medical officer of the hospital has just renewed his contract, and he was a major supporter of the idea. So maybe that goes. One final.
Okay, thank you.
Peter Walker, who Clive knows and recruited to be our man in District 1250, wrote to me yesterday to say he was resigning. He didn't feel that he could do the job, and he'd written to 6 clubs, got a very negative response, or no response from 5 of them, and a very lukewarm reception from the 6th. I haven't followed up with him because literally this only happened 24 hours ago, but I would like to find out more about it. But it does mean that the voice that I thought we were cultivating in 1250 is no longer there.
He struggled because he was a very new Rotarian, wasn't he, Clive, at the time, as well as being new to Jaipur Lim. So it was very difficult, even though he came to awareness days, to get him in the loop, really.
Yeah.
But
I think he's a bit disillusioned.
that reflects
He hasn't spoken to me about that.
Right.
What Ron was saying about the downturn in donations. There is a lack of interest in clubs, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay, Roger.
That.
Thank you. Norman, whilst we're on Africa, I did say to you what a splendid report was you did about your trip to Benin. I realised it was a personal matter of yours, and I'm so glad it went well for you. But have you any other views, Norman, now?
No, I mean, it was both the Rotary Club of Cotonou and in Tanguietta were very supportive, and the workshop itself was absolutely excellent, all the facilities, and of course, the opportunity to work with all the original French, West African states in that very well organised hospital is good. I'm not quite sure how we're going to get by, but in financial terms, because of course the hospital, like most of those in that part of the world, are not self-funded. They have a very limited charge. Accordingly, an above knee limb is €62 and a below knee 38 euros. But there is an opportunity, obviously, to get those paid in bulk, and we would need to work on that in the future anyway. But it was certainly the whole group of people, all these visiting doctors and medics and the Rotarians who visited, were very impressed with all. I have to say, I certainly was too. Can I just carry on a little bit on there about subscription, because of the whole of the sort of Rotary, which has been, it's about communities, which means nearly all Rotary clubs are concentrating almost entirely on work in their own community, rather than international. And of course, I don't, this is the first time I've really had no difficulty in disposing of newsletters. Once upon a time, they disappeared within 2 months. I've still got about 400, and I'm 14 months since the last print, which I think says an awful lot.
I think it does, Norman. Mac does the same.
There's no contact. We've lost contact with going to clubs. I mean, I now have spoken to about 6 clubs in the last 12 months, but normally I would manage something in the order of 20. I mean, I'm still I sent off a cheque for, 2 cheques for 250 quid today for women's groups that I went to visit last week and this week, and I have some more on song. But these are relatively small, 25s and £50, as opposed to clubs who, my own club raised £27,000 this year, and nearly all of that was spent in our local community.
Yeah. Same in Gloucester, £33,000, and nothing went to international.
And one other sad news at the moment is that we have not got a stand at Atlanta, and I'm currently in debate with them, because there's still empty stands, but they're being kept to raise money. There's a huge commercial operation going on, I don't think Brian Stowe's got a stand with his thing either in the House of Friendship. So if that's the case, I'm already registered, but I would cancel and not go if I haven't got a stand to go and support.
No. Who else was going to Atlanta?
Ganesh was going.
I'm registered to go to Atlanta.
Well, if that's what happens, Norman, so be it.
Yeah.
You are right. If we can't get a stand in a decent location.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously it's an expensive thing because my hotel's 2,000 and or what's name and the registration 300. So that's $2,500 dollars plus an airfare. And last year in South Korea, we collected about £41.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was still nice to be there, and hopefully Torquay and other places I can manage. But at the moment, I'm having a bit of a ding dong, but everybody's down in wherever they hold the assembly nowadays, the leadership training thing. All the
San Diego.
There.
Okay, thank you, Norman. Leave it with you. Right. Anything else on Africa or Caribbean?
Can I ask, is it possible to have a copy of Norman's report on Benin?
More than what?
Can I have a copy
of the CD?
Yes, I'll email it. I'll email it to her. I thought I'd email it to everyone.
Yeah,
I sent her the CD.
Yeah, got the CD. Right, Keith.
Sorry, have you had the CD?
No.
Ah. We've all had it except you.
Yes.
Yeah, because I
haven't had a CD.
Because it was a website. Just in case I needed to use some of it.
I would use some of it, but nothing has arrived.
Oh, right. Well, funnily enough, I sent 4 parcels of newsletters to Swindon, and only 2 of them arrived this week. I'm having a row with the post office.
Well, we all have a row with the post office.
Did you get Brian's
I haven't had a CD.
Did you get Brian's presentation, Keith?
No.
On Benin? That came by email.
I haven't. Well, I've had a look at our emails. Got another look just now.
Brian sent it by email. Did the rest of you get that?
No.
I didn't get Brian.
No, I don't remember Brian's. I remember Norman.
Have you got Brian's? Margaret?
Okay. I'll forward it on to everybody.
Yeah. Thank you. Now, what about this CD for Keith? Have you a spare CD, Norman?
Yeah, I'll do another one. It's right. No, I haven't got a spare one here, but I'll do another one.
Thank you, Keith.
Yeah.
Please. Thank you. Right, moving on to India. You've had a Ganesh. You've told us about Bangalore.
Yes.
Now, this 3D printed hand, obviously, it's going to be quite expensive compared to our costs, isn't it?
The 3D printed hands, they don't use in India. They're still using the LN4 forearm prosthesis. The 3D printed hands are used here and in America. From what I have seen, they have been used to replace parts of the hand, and they need the wrist movement to move the fingers. I'm going to find out more about that because I've seen on Facebook recently that there's a place in Swansea where a chap is making these. So I'm going to get in touch with him and I'll go and see that. In India, they want to use the 3D printed legs. And according to Mohan, the 3D printed leg is actually going to be cheaper because Rajiv Mehta has received a very large grant from Google, which will help to subsidize the cost of the limbs for quite a while. So he doesn't think that the 3D limbs are going to cost any more than the usual, the classical Jaipur limb. In fact, he thinks it might even be cheaper.
Isn't that the idea, that it would be cheaper? I thought that was one of the advantages. It would be.
It'll be apart from cheaper, it'll be easier, isn't it? Because the fitting will be more accurate.
Right.
It'll be easier because you don't have the site where the leg is made. You just scan the the limb, the stump, and you send the thing off, and they'll make the limb and send it back to you. So it's easier. But as I said, it's still clinical trials are going on, and we have to wait until Raju Mehta says, okay, it's been successful and we can start making them on a commercial basis.
But the implications in the future on us are significant, because there will be no need for limb camps.
If it is successful, I think that's going to be the future of lower limb prosthesis. They're going to be 3D printed because it's going to be so much easier.
But am I right in my wild assumption that there will be fewer limb camps needed?
Well,
is that a long-term effect?
It's going to take a long time before it's going to become widespread in use, particularly in India. And I think that limb camps will still go on, because many of the centers that have been working for a few years now will just carry on doing what they're doing. And they will need them. In fact, Mohan said that they can foresee their mega limb camps going on for a few years yet in the present state.
It's beyond our time then.
So coming back to that, the limb camp again was a great success. They had a lot of financial support from Mercedes-Benz, who have signed an agreement with the Rotary Club of Bangalore to take part in some of the joint project as well. There were 2,190 beneficiaries this year, with 623 limbs, 890 calipers, 600 crutches, and 76 LN4 prostheses. And as usual, it went off very well.
Yeah, okay.
The other thing I went to was in Mysore. As you know, Mysore has a small limb center, which is situated in a building given to them rent-free. But the people who own the building want to use it for some other purpose, and so the limb center has to move out of there. And the Rotary Club of Mysore have decided to build their own center in the grounds of a school that they run. And the foundation stone of the building was laid when I was there. Obviously, they are looking for some financial help. They're going to let me have the costing and how long it's going to take and all that. And we will see what we can do about it. I was also asking about how they're functioning now. They tell me that the cost of running the center for a year is about £3,000. That's without making any limbs, just the cost of keeping the center going. Out of that £3,000, the members of the Rotary Club put in money each, so that about £1,500 is paid directly by the members of the club for the centre, and the other £1,500 comes from sponsors and other donations. And it's only when they get more than that that they can make any limbs. Luckily for them, people from time to time give them enough money for 10 limbs or 15 limbs or something like that. And they're managing to keep along. Obviously, if they have more money, they can do more limbs. Once their center is set up, we'll see how it goes, and I'll let you know what their costings and what they're looking for. But they are very keen, and they're hardworking Rotarians there, and they want to keep the center going. The other projects that we are talking about, the limb camp in Kerala in Pala for 100 limbs, which was due to take place in November, has taken place, and the limbs are supplied as same. The installation of the solar panels on our center in Sri Lanka has been completed. Dr. Pana has managed to save quite a bit of money out of the projected 5,000 pounds that was estimated, and the money we sent him. So he's hoping to get some more funding and add a bit of his own money and put solar panels on the second center that he has in Mankulam. So
that's in Sri Lanka.
He is promised to let me have details and some pictures, so I'm waiting for them. There are 3 proposed limb camps in Kerala that Peter Swinsco has sent you project sheets about, but they're all in the future. The only one that seems to be fairly imminent is supposed to be in May 2017 by the Rotary Club of Quilon in District 3211. We are hoping to get more details, see how it goes. That's about it, sir, really. And I must say that both in Mysore and Bangalore, thanked
I got a message to say you were going to come tomorrow, I think. Okay, yes, fine. What sort of time tomorrow? 4 o'clock. Not at all. No, understood. Things happen, don't they? Yes. I hope you're fit and well. Okay. Okay, fine.
He's obviously talking to a lady.
Yeah. Tell him how to mute.
And if I may carry on, I am going to speak to the Inner Wheel Club of Bideford sometime in March. And the lady who is their international service representative tells me that they have chosen Jaipur Limb as their main charity for this year. So hopefully we'll have some contribution from them.
My comment on that, Ganesh, is that you made a hit with them. So,
well, it was Keith who sent me the thing. They wanted a speaker, but they mentioned that they had seen me in last year's conference and they hoped it could be me. So I said, okay, I'll go.
I'm not telling you what they said about him.
No, don't confuse.
Where was that?
Don't confuse the airways here.
Where was that, Ganesh?
Well, don't get personal. Oh.
Bideford.
Bideford? What, Devon?
Yeah.
That's right, yes.
Yeah, okay. The other thing is Mohan's visit. If Mohan comes here,
yes.
I've been on to he talked as if he was going to come to my district, but I don't know. And I've been on to our incoming district governor, and the programme's pretty full, but he'd squeeze him in, but he needs to know straight away almost, and we've no firm news. I don't know about the rest of you. We don't know what's happening.
No, I haven't heard any more from Mohan.
Well, I think for the minutes, Ganesh has sent this email last week about Mohan's proposed visit.
Yes.
And
yes.
Everybody should try to reply if they can positively. Those that have district conferences in the October period.
Yes, I've done that, and he sounded as if he was interested, but we need, if he wants a speaking slot, he'll have to buck up because there's no space.
Ganesh, you should be able to get
email later, and I'll ask him to, try and make up his mind and fix his dates and let us know as soon as he can.
Okay.
You could get a list of district conferences from RIBI as such as it is at the moment, and you can just tackle the people in those areas that'll fit into a programme for Mohan's visit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. I'll do that. I'll send him an email.
Thank you. Now, you don't want approval for these 3 projects, do you?
Not yet. They're still in very early stages.
Okay. All right. As long as we know. Thank you for that. And the information about the hand.
If you're still dealing with India.
Yes. Okay, no.
If you're still dealing, Peter Swinsko sent around a report on the proposals of Trivandrum, where the district governor is setting up a target of giving at least 500 limbs in 2017-18 with an annual mega camp starting the 2 Rotary clubs around the Trivandrum area.
Yeah.
And so I've put a bit in the newsletter about that.
Thank you.
Because quite interesting.
Incoming district governor wants to have a limb camp for 500 people during his year. So that.
Okay. Thank you, Norman, for putting it in the newsletter.
We will know more about it.
Right. Are we finished with the projects and things? No,
Yes.
no big changes. Okay.
Yeah.
I put on the agenda ideas for the AGM next year. I personally have got nothing buzzing around in my mind. So if anybody had an idea of what we should try to do at the AGM, because we're there for a while, as you know, we stay overnight. There'll be the executive meeting. But do we want to do anything particular this year?
Well, I've booked our IBI, but we've got the Leverton room, whatever the other room as well, if we need it, I suppose. So there's not a lot of space. And are we thinking of inviting other people or just, I don't know, because we haven't done for several years because we didn't get many takers for it, I think.
Well, since I put this on the agenda, I've read this huge report from the special general council meeting in January, where there are going to be significant changes at RIBI, probably leading it to its demise, I think, the way I read it. But there we are.
Yeah, that's my feeling too, after reading it, David. The national conference, as we know, the Manchester conference is going to be the last one.
Yeah. So, come March, all this will nearly have gone through, and we've got to decide how we tackle things, because there's not going to be an international RIBI chairman, is there?
There's going to be a Torquay conference. There's going to be a Torquay conference, I believe, because it's booked.
Right.
But that's the last one.
Yeah.
How did the last one lose £51,000? I asked myself.
Yeah, I know.
Somebody should be resigning.
Yeah, David, can you give a 2-minute summary of what that report contained? I did not know such a report existed, obviously, because it wouldn't affect me, but I'd be interested just in a summary of the major points. Can you do that?
Yeah, just a minute. I've got it here. I got it off this morning, because I'm going to a special district meeting on tomorrow night. Right. RIBI will only hold a business meeting every 3rd year. The budget for the presidency has been reduced by £10,000. District governor costs will not be subsidised for attending RIBI conference. A recommendation that RIBI conference be discontinued in its present format from 1st July 2018. RIBI Leadership Assembly costs reduced by 20,000. Then there's cost savings because of amalgamation of committees, review regional assemblies, and leading, despite all that, to substantial increases in the annual subscription.
For what?
At the moment, we pay £52, and the recommendations are that it goes up to 62 in sequential years jumps. You've got to read it. I've already read it once. It goes up from 52 to 60 next year, 60 to 62, and 62 to 65. And that's a combination of factors, one of which is RI have put up theirs, only very small. But of course, we've been living beyond our means.
Isn't a lot of the problem the exchange rate?
Yes, it is.
Really? I don't think so.
I was told.
I thought that was a significant chunk of the
right.
They fall in the pound against the dollar.
Yeah.
My only comment in mentioning it is, come March, I think we'll probably have to have a think about it. If there's going to be these changes, then turning up at a national conference with our stand is not going to be possible because there won't be one. Regional assemblies might be in serious difficulty, so that's another opportunity gone. And as we heard earlier, clubs are becoming unaware of our activities. And as Norman is saying, you know, sending out newsletters is all right, but if they're not reading them,
no.
So the whole, I've only read it once, Roger, but it seems to me it's the thick end of a wedge, or the thin end.
Yeah.
A lot of these are resolutions at Manchester, aren't they? I think that's how I heard about some of them.
Yeah.
Yes, a business meeting at Manchester.
Well, they've got it. Well,
David.
Somebody spent a lot of time on this.
Yes.
David, can I ask, please, what about the RIBI magazine? Would that be affected in any way?
Yeah, just a minute. Well, you'll have to look at that yourself. It's here somewhere. There's 17 pages, Clive. Magazine. I saw it somewhere. Business plan, regional assemblies. It was losing money. District General Council I can't find it somewhere, but it's got to be restructured. There's a big saving needed. I'm sorry, I can't pick it out, Norman. Clive, sorry. But you've got to get hold of it from your district secretary.
Right, thank you.
But I think they've got to find £20,000 or something. So the whole thing's.
I think I've still got the email on my system, which I could circulate if when we close down. I'll check and confirm whether I've still kept the draft of it all on my email.
And if we could have the main points, that would be wonderful.
Okay. Thank you, Norman.
It's about 14 pages, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right, Norman.
Yeah. Okay.
I only saw it this morning. I only read it once, and I had to go and get a cup of coffee.
Only coffee.
Well, 11 o'clock in the morning, yes.
Yeah, the reason I left it because it was so long to print off.
Yes, it is. No, but seriously, you know, it's giving us a threat here in terms of our communication systems is not going to be available to us that we've traditionally had.
This will apply to a lot of the charities, won't it?
Yeah, but we're the biggest charity still with a Rotary name attached to it. I mean, the demise of the contributions that Ron was referring to is because the discs, you know, when I first joined, the District International Service Chairman were an autonomous group meeting at the Assembly. You could go into their room.
Yeah.
And you could have a Jaipur stand and talk to 32 district.
Well, every year I had an address and posted the current newsletter and leaflets to every international chair and every year.
Yeah.
And now you can't do that.
And then other issues are happening. Regional assemblies. You know, I went to my first one last year. There was no opportunity to do any presentations at all.
Yeah.
I think there's a suspicion that regional assemblies might finish after this time. They are up for review because they have been taking place for 3 years. That's the gossip that I hear.
Pillow gossip you hear?
Well, I won't reveal that. But certainly, this is the 3rd year, and I understand that they wanted to talk about them at the General Council special meeting, but it was deferred until after the regional assemblies had taken place because they were up for review in any case.
Okay.
And I think the feeling generally is they don't work very well. But what the alternative is going to be, I really don't know.
No. Nothing's working well.
No.
So what are we going to do about the AGM? Are we?
No, I'm just saying, Margaret, I think all these issues we're all talking about, we will have to discuss in more detail at the AGM.
Yes.
At the AGM, so we'll make that what we'll do.
The way forward for us is not straightforward anymore.
Yeah, so we'll make that the big area of discussion at the AGM.
Thank you. Public image, item 8. Sorry, Ron.
I was just going to say, I think the problems that we've got here at home are coupled also with changing in technology in the way things are going to work overseas. You know, what our funding is going to be for in the future as well.
Yeah.
So we may have to sort of think as to how and what we fund in the future in terms of projects.
Oh, that's right. And we've already broken one of our cardinal rules, which was we're not going to fund any ongoing activities.
Yeah.
And suddenly, in the last 18 months, that's what we've been doing.
Yeah.
And therefore, we have to have some policy changes. So I think we'll raise it all, Margaret, at the AGM.
Yeah.
It'll be a domestic matter.
Yeah.
Okay. Public image. I put this on because last year we had a discussion about trying to get one or two patrons whose faces were more familiar nationally than the ones we've got. And the one person that came up was a chef who's lost a hand. He's a Michelin-starred chef, lives and works in the Exeter area. And there was another name mentioned, a musician.
Yeah,
and at that time,
the drummer from Def
the
Leppard.
view was that
that's it.
if I or Norman or Brian went and see these people that were in Exeter area, the first thing they'd do would be to look at our website. And at that time, there was concern about the quality of the website. Now then, we may still need these sort of patrons, but do you all think, and this is where Keith comes in, that the website has improved to an extent that we can start casting our net wider for patrons? Silence.
Mr. Chairman, this is Gaspar.
Yes, Gaspar.
I'm not so sure we have any problems in terms of image regarding our website. Our website is high class. What I think is missing is I don't think we have anybody managing it. Because no matter how good or poor your website is, it has to be managed.
But Keith's doing that.
No, I'm not talking about maintenance in terms of what we need. Proper management that reflects what the chairman is saying requires an entity to look at technical issues, to look at so many little issues, not when the problem has blown over, but even before it gets started at all. That's what I'm talking about, management. It covers the entire thing. Our website looks beautiful, but technically, I'm not sure that whenever you want to do anything new, it's able to handle it. You know, these are the things I think we need to look at rather than talking about.
Okay. Right, Keith. What's the manager's view at the moment of the website?
There are one or two updates to do. I mean, I've had information about Max Acumen, which I'm going to put in. I'm waiting it from the other guy in Africa. Those things are easy to update when I got the information. I think the website is more or less your permanent repository of things that aren't going to change very often. It's not flexible. No website is flexible in the way that I think that Gaspar is talking about, which is why I'm still a great believer in social media, because they can be amended rapidly and we can put in discussion topics, such as you're talking about, Gaspar, some of the things we've been talking about in terms of, say, the printing, the computer printing of limbs and so on, the changing nature of the way we wish to operate. Those are things that can go in on the web, on the Facebook page as discussion documents, and I can build in an area for discussion documents by creating extra slots within it. That is much quicker. and it hits many more people. I mean, I don't get a list of hits to the website, well, to my Facebook page, nor to the website, which is something I need to see if I can address. But I do know that I see every week, more or less, that somebody has looked at the Facebook page, often more than one person, because I get a record coming to me when that happens.
So what we're saying is the optimization is not there yet.
It's not. It's not. Yes, it's not optimizing the website. That carries the annual report, the financial details of whom we are, ways to donate.
Yeah.
And a few and pictures, just pictures of the things we do. But in terms of what Gaspar is saying, what he's talking about is something which is more fluid, a discussion area that we could all add to, which we could do within the Facebook page. That is something that, in other words, if you open a topic in Facebook, people can comment on it. So you get, if you look at your own Facebook page, I mean, Margaret keeps saying that she thinks my granddaughter looks beautiful. So thank you very much, Margaret. That's the kind of thing that people do, is that you put a topic up for discussion on Facebook and people will make comments. And it's those comments that enable you to then have another look at your topic. In other words, to refine what you're doing, because that's the nature of social media. They are very powerful tools for the interchange of information. Whatever people say about them being used for frivolous purposes, the kind of purposes that we have, they are very powerful tools indeed. And the other one I would add is that we should have a presence now in LinkedIn. I haven't done anything about that. I have a presence in LinkedIn. One or two of the others of you do. That again is an area where you get people put up big discussion documents about and so on about things, which then go to all the people who are interested in your area of work.
Mm-hmm. So in effect, to go back a few words on what you were saying, if we go down this track of Facebook and people are reacting to, say, the 3D hand business, some of us are going to be answering every day.
No. That is the management I'm talking about, Mr. Chairman. That is
somebody's got to answer it, Gaspar.
Yes, it has to be alive. What we're doing with Keith is, if you like, call it ad hoc. What I'm saying, when I say management, somebody has to be doing this on a regular and a daily basis.
Right.
Because our website can do it. All we need is to put the man hours we need to keep pace with the modern world.
Well,
so that's not a volunteer's job, is it?
No, that's a paid job. That's
a paid job.
Somebody to do. Now,
just a minute, Keith. Is that how you see it, Gaspar?
Yes.
The management would have to be regular, daily, weekly at least.
Yes. Well, when I say you say paid job, yes, paid. But these days and age, there are so many ways you can arrange with those in the system, in the business, where part-time, because it's just an add-on in terms of hours to support us, it's not going to cost anything much.
Right. So, in effect, just thinking right off the top of my head, if as a result of the RIBI changes, we don't go to any conferences, and we don't do this, and we don't do that, we change our tack from that current oldish way of approaching things and invest that money in somebody who will look at our social media page every day.
Yes.
Yes, that's right. That's the point.
Yeah, okay.
So I have overall, if you like, management, and some posts, if they were offensive, I would take off. They will happen. But what you're talking about is somebody who takes a post that has been made about, shall we say, the printing of limbs,
okay,
all the responses, and then comes back with a cumulative report to you and to Margaret and to the whole of us to say that this is what has come out of it this week. That's how we change direction.
Okay. Could you do that for March?
Well, let's say
the AGM meetings. No, not for the AGM. For the executive in March.
we
I
can
think we're going to change tack. The lower number of donations and all these other things going around our head on RBI, I think we're going to change direction or die.
Yeah, I agree with
We
you.
have to. We
March,
have to.
March is too soon. I think Gaspar should write a paper, please, Gaspar, which comes
Oh.
toward about
Okay, I don't mind.
how he sees things, and then we can comment on that, because I think if we're going to find somebody, it needs to be somebody young.
Yes?
Oh,
No.
of course. It has to be.
Yeah.
What I would like to do, yes, I could write a paper, but my expertise, or if you like, call it, my area will be to see to what extent can we optimize, get more revenue without depending on Rotary. That means revenue from the public. And to what extent can we tie that to the website?
All right.
So those are the areas that I would like to talk about. But,
Okay. You do that, Gaspar.
Okay.
Share your report with Keith.
Yes.
And then send it out for discussion at the executive in March.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay?
Right. Going back,
I think you're right. I happen to think you're right.
but it's not the website. That is the permanent repository. That, if you like, is the infrastructure that doesn't change.
Make the difference.
Yeah. Facebook is active. Now, you ask about what I did. After we'd met in November, I put out an advert, if you like, on Facebook. I promoted the page. What was interesting is that we saw in November and December, an increase in the number of people who liked the page.
Right.
And to add to that, we have had some donations, which Norman asked me about, through PayPal, which has got to come through the website, because that's the only way to do it, from people who have nothing to do with Rotary, as far as I can see.
Yes.
Exactly right.
Yeah. Okay.
I sent you those sent you the paper copies.
Yeah, about 220 quid or something.
120 quid from people who, as far as I can see, have no link to Rotary whatsoever.
Right.
They have got to have come through the Facebook page, which directs them to the website if they want to donate, or tells them how to write a check. I mean, that's the other thing.
Well, yeah.
While we've been on, I've looked at Shelterbox's website too. And again, there is nothing current or new. It's just the facts, the same sort of facts that we've got on our own and ways of donating. It's not constantly changing all the time.
No, because it's too difficult to do so, Margaret. It's quite a labour to do that.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. I was sticking up for you.
That's all right, Margaret. No. The other thing is that I put a promotion out and we got an increased number of hits. We're now running at 953 likes, which is not an extraordinarily high number, but it includes quite a number of Rotary clubs, but also people who have nothing to do with Rotary. Now, that was putting out a promotion. I have something like 860 Facebook friends, and when I see a Rotary club, I send them a friend request. And then every so often I go through my list of Rotary clubs and I send them a link to our Facebook page. Now, if every one of us did that, you are pushing out our image into Rotary clubs in a way which is more powerful than leaflets, and I'm afraid to say than conferences and so on, because you are advertising yourself. Free.
Okay. Well, I think we've agreed that Gaspar will kick it off, and you will see a draft. I don't want to see a draft.
Yeah.
And you two make sure it's available a good 7 days before the executive in March.
Yeah.
And show us what the cost would be and the time needed, and then we'll have to take a decision as to how we find that sort of money.
Yeah.
Because I think you're right. That's my understanding in my club from my younger members.
Yeah.
Keith, the last post, and it's not a criticism, your last post was in September. So where are we going to find all the stuff to put in?
Well, it's got to come from now. Roger promised me a lot of photographs from their Africa visits, and I set up a Google folder for him to do that, which nothing's in. Now, I don't know if he tried, but you have to, if you put stuff into a Google Drive link that you've been sent, you have to sync your Google Drive. Otherwise, it just sits on your computer. It doesn't go live.
Okay. No, I think that's my issue. Yes, okay. I'm making a note, Keith. I'll do that. Photo.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
And the best way to do that, if you're running a Mac, is you can get an app which sits on your top line that looks like the Google Drive thing, and if you click on it, it will sync, which is not easy to do through through an ordinary link on your server. So that's something to do. Now, Ganesh sent me a link to a Google Plus folder of 259 photographs from Bangalore. I had to upload every one of those individually.
Oh my God.
I couldn't do them as a block. Peter sent me some pictures, which I'm going to, with his proposal, I'm going to put something onto the Facebook page. I'm uploading the photographs into albums. That's the one thing to do. But what I want to do is to make posts that get people to look at these proposals and a few photographs. You don't put a lot of photographs on posts. I sometimes do.
We've all got to change our tack.
Yes, I get.
Keith, we will also need those photos on the website as a permanent repository, won't we? A lot of them, because people can go to them there for media and for.
You don't need them on there, Margaret, because that is a clumsy way to do it. You can put them into a cloud drive, and I've got a permanent cloud drive attached to my server anyway at home, but also the Google Drive, I've got a terabyte of storage space that I pay for, not Dropbox, because Dropbox is not as easy to use. And all I need to do is to put the link on the Facebook page to those things. In other words, I set up a page, if you like, a part of it, which has all the links. Anybody who clicks on that link, as long as I've made it available to people, will be able to look at all those pictures.
Okay. So, Keith, how many pictures do you think is useful that people will look at without getting bored? Is it 10 or 50? You want enough to make an impact, but you don't. The thing is, there is a pretty low threshold in terms of attention. So you need enough.
Think about your magazines. Think about magazines that you get. I mean, I get New Scientist. You will find there's about half a dozen photographs attached, or boxes, information boxes attached to any major article, and that's people's fatigue level.
Right. Okay.
So I'd like more pictures to select from. In other words, I have the whole lot, but all I do is I post half a dozen.
Okay. It depends on the story you're using backing it up.
Yes, you can direct them to the album, but you don't in your post. You don't put the album. You just put a half dozen most hard hitting. Now the pictures that Ganesh sent me, for instance, there's an awful lot of Rotarians speaking and receiving checks. That's not the impact one. It's the ones like took last time when we were there, which was a child who's having a limb fitted and that kind of thing. In other words, you go to the top ones.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Anything else on public image? I did promise we'd finish at 5:30.
Well, can I just
think that social media is the way to go, and I have a Facebook page, and whenever I get an opportunity, I put on my Facebook page something to do with Jaipur Limb.
Yes,
right. I always add, if you want to help, I direct them to our website.
Right.
Ganesh, whilst you speak, I found I can't hear you very well sometimes. I don't know if you're too far away.
Okay, I'll come nearer. Sir. Okay.
Turn your volume up. Can I comment, Ganesh, just briefly? Don't direct them to the website. Direct them to the Jaipur Facebook page.
Yeah, that's more active and live.
Ganesh, can you change your privacy settings? Because I cannot repost your posts. It won't let me. So you have to make them so that they can be posted in public for those ones. So you have to go into your privacy settings and say that your posts can be re-shared on other pages.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah.
Thank you.
I think we'll look forward to this discussion being extended at the AGM in March.
Yeah.
David,
We've got to do something, it strikes me, and I look forward to what you two are suggesting.
Yeah. Can I now talk about people who are interested? I had a phone call, and I've circulated.
I've got to finish at 5:30, Keith.
Yeah, right. I have circulated to you all an email I've had from a young lady who's a first-year student in medical engineering at Leeds University, who would like to do something. She says during the summer, she and her friend, and she's put CVs in. Now, I think when you get something like that, I start to think, well, what is the best way we can use these two people? And I think, so, I mean, I am prepared. I've circulated to you all so you can see what she's written to me and her CV. Maybe I can go back and talk to her. She was very delightful. She was really interested in what we're doing. And see whether she would like to be involved in some way. Now that Gaspar's made his suggestion, I would actually talk to her about that. Because, of course, knowing students, I think that they're all in need of extra income.
Absolutely.
I'd rather they were doing something useful than serving behind a bar or in McDonald's.
We've got an answer on our Facebook page. Bring them to the meeting.
Well, we can do. I've got their details. We could invite them to the next Zoom meeting as well, the executive, and talk to Elaine anyway, certainly.
Well,
David,
yes?
Can I come in?
Clive, yes, Clive.
I would like to say that there is a lot of negative feedback from the national papers and the media generally about subbing things in India and in Africa. Can we emphasize how well we look after our funds in any communications that we do with people?
Yes.
And from the Rotary Foundation too, because I think that is important.
It is important, Clive, but as you know, the media will not publish good stories.
No, but we can.
Yeah, but where? They won't publish our news.
Oh, but this is what we've been talking about through Facebook.
Well, okay.
We do.
That's what we're trying to do.
We make it very clear that we are properly audited and properly organised, which is what the website actually tells them.
Yes.
It tells them about some things about our auditing things, the fact that we register and so on.
Anything else on marketing and PR?
Yes,
we're
please.
all right in Manchester, aren't we?
Just a minute.
Okay? Yeah.
Margaret?
I said we're okay for Manchester, are we? Because I'm booked to go to Manchester. Is anybody else going? So we've got a stand and everything.
Well, obviously I'm going, Margaret. I should be getting on the tram.
I'm going. Norman, we've got a stand booked at Manchester.
Well, there's a stand there. But the main one I want to ask is about the newsletter.
Right.
With all that's being said, I mean, I obviously haven't used as many newsletters as in previous years because I don't have all the international service committees to send them to. But nevertheless, they are well received whenever I put them out. I'm 2 pages in with a bit of lack of stories at the moment to fill in the back 2 pages. But, you know, I really have to pose the question, do we need an April 2017 newsletter?
I would say yes. I don't know how many people download the PDF copy from the website. That's another question I'm going to ask Jeremy is, can I have a count of page hits and can I have a count of people who upload any of our PDF files? But I mean, I think it is a quality product that we use in the most effective way. In other words, we don't, it's not like a leaflet you put through doors. It's something you specifically give to people.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I speak, you know, I can usually say that there's at least 20 people come up and say, can I have a copy of that newsletter, please? And I say, I just did a meeting in our one of the local churches, and they took 17 newsletters and added £100 to the donation.
Well, there we are, Norman. I think it's still needed.
Have one. We can't have one that says 2016 and carry on with that. We've got to have something that's up to date.
Yeah, I agree. Yes, I agree.
2017 is under production, and I have, as I say, the first 2 pages are complete, including nice stories about Ganesh's recognition by royalty in India.
Oh, yes.
turning tail. But
I forgot about that.
I do need a bit of help with some stories from Don, Ganesh, or anybody that they would like to put in, even if it's about Facebook.
Okay. Yep. So I forgot, Ganesh. I did threaten you when you told me you'd been felicitated in India. Does that mean you're now Sir or Lord?
Unfortunately, no.
What do they call you?
Yeah, just call me.
Just call you what?
We do.
No.
No titles.
As you know, the
Speak up.
royal states have been abolished in India. But
Speak up.
the people still consider the old royal families as the real rulers of the state.
Ah.
This young chappie is the grandson of the last Maharaja of Mysore. And people look up on him as the prince of the royal family. And he came to
So you've been touching royalty.
Yes.
Ah. So that's about it.
Yeah, nice young man. We had a little chat about what it was all about and why I was there. He seemed quite interested. And yes.
Well, you never know, Gary.
Yes.
I'm very pleased for you.
Thank you.
I'm very pleased for you. Anything else on marketing and PR?
Well, that's about it. But I think I would mention in the report that when we intend to implement some of these ideas, it's also going to touch our organization internally. Yes. Because if you remember, Ron did say that we are not organized to receive little monies, and that it's going to be difficult. I think those are the areas that we may want to get the website to handle for us with Ron's account. If you have special accounts that can take in £2, £5, £3, it will go a long way in changing the total amount of revenue that will be collected.
I think that's right, Gaspar. We've got to look at other sources. You're absolutely right.
PayPal may not be the best way to do that because of its charge. Its charge. We may have to look at places like CAFOD, the ones that don't charge. I mean, that can be added extra. That's not.
We'll see. Talk about that in March. Thanks. Any other business?
Yeah, I'll just say I'm going to Newport Pagnell, so that'll be another £3 probably, in, won't it?
Yeah. The Swindon dinner is Sunday, the 9th of April. The chap who's the Jaipur man down in the Swindon area for me has arranged this with various Indian people, and it's going to be a Sunday afternoon in a Hindu temple.
Ooh.
Which means no alcohol to Rotarians.
Yeah, it does. That's not a bad thing.
And therefore, that's where Norman's sending some of the newsletters.
Yeah.
And they're hoping that this will be an annual event if it goes well. So I shall leave Manchester on that Sunday to get back to go to Swindon, because it's a Sunday, the conclusion of the RIBI conference.
We'll allow plenty of time. The M5 is more or less 50 mile an hour speed limit from here to Birmingham.
I know.
I've already sent them 100 leaflets and 100 newsletters.
Thank you, Norman. Yeah. Thank you very much, Norman, for doing that. Any other business?
Yeah. You asked us to get in touch with the chap about this Gandhi conference in London.
Oh yes.
And had lots of chats.
The others may not know. What's that for?
I don't know. I've lost you all now.
What are we doing, Keith?
We haven't finished. Keith is so.
Put a picture of Gandhi looking angelic.
Oh, shall I continue because we're running out of time?
Yep. Yes.
Yes. It's we're not going to have a separate stand somewhere. It's us and one other Indian company that makes what he calls frugal devices are going to have a stand on either side in the hall where all the presentations are going on all day, and we will have a chance to, people will come and look at what we do in the breaks.
Yeah. Thank you, Margaret.
So we're doing it. I'll have to talk to Ganesh about whether he wants to come all the way from Merthyr Tydfil.
It came to me, the others may not know, but it came to me and it was entitled the Gandhi something.
Yeah.
And it's the fact that it included that name in it that led me to ask Ganesh and Margaret to look at it. Because anything with his name in it, as a conference in London, is going to appeal to a lot of the Indian community, I would have thought.
Yeah.
And maybe others.
Yes.
So thank you for that. Any other business?
I have circulated an email to you today from District 1100 saying, do we want to stand at Torquay from the 17th and 19th of March this year?
I'm going.
You're going, right.
I shall get hold of this chap.
Yes.
And tell him I'm there.
Righto, Peter Goldsworthy. You've got a copy, you've got his telephone number there.
He knows him well. He knows him well.
I know him well.
Yeah, well, good. Right, I don't...
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
I sent Peter Goldsworthy letters and newsletters in the post yesterday.
Yeah,
Right.
Thank you, Norman. I'll deal with that, Keith.
Thank you.
David, I just got a text from Don just this minute saying, please give we know about apologies. I hope the meeting is fruitful. We are somewhere off Brazil in bright sunshine, burns tonight, with haggis on the menu, of course, and a wee drop of the amber liquid. We will toast everyone. Tell David Seed we have met a new member of his club, Richard Wright, and his wife, Doreen.
Oh, yes. Richard White. Ah.
Okay. Best wishes, Don. Sent.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Did he say wish you were here?
Sorry?
Did he say wish you were here? I mean...
No, he doesn't say that. No, that's absolutely missing.
All right. Well, thank you, Roger.
Okay.
I know what it was like in Brazil last year. It was very nice. There we
Roger,
are.
can I just add, Roger, if you can't put the stuff on the Google Drive, there are ways of sending photographs as a zip file.
Yes.
I've got one.
If I'm not up to that, I'm confident that my wife will be.
Very good. Thank you.
Well done.
Oh, thank you, Roger, for that, because when I left on my short holiday, which I came back from yesterday, Richard Wright, the man you talked, that Don spoke to on this cruise, transferred from Lincoln to Gloucester to live. Not sure why at the moment, but he'd been going around all the clubs trying to decide which one to join.
Right.
So it sounds as though he might have made his mind up.
Good. Oh, well, that's what that, well, yeah, it may be, yes.
Anyway, thank you all. I hope all your ailments are under control, whether it's knees or heart or brain or hand or whatever it is.
What's a brain, David?
Anyway, take care, everybody.
Okay.
Thanks for your contributions.
Thank you very much.
We have the link to the recording, Roger.
Yeah, okay, Margaret, will do.
Thank
I'll
you.
see you in March. And have a nice time, Roger, wherever you are.
Yeah.
Spain.
Thanks. All the best.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
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 Right. Close down.